Thank you. You won't believe this, but I lost my speech, and it was a bit of hysteria over by that table, but Katie found it for me, and I feel much better, but I didn't have a chance to practice it. So you're my first audience. This will not take long, but this will, arranging these mics. This is probably going to take some time. Okay. All right. I am happy to be here tonight. I am, really, truly I am. I love it here. I love the honoree here. I love him. And as we honor a man who I and many, many others consider to be one of the finest filmmakers of all time. We have known each other since, well, that was pretty much, start of our careers, about 50 years we've known of each other. Francis Coppola introduced us at one point, very young guys, and we looked at each other, and it was, over the years, I've seen him make great movie after great movie. None of them with me in it. A slight oversight. It's racked my brain for many years. I love him. I love his films. I love what he is, what he represents. And I got to know him incrementally along the way of 50 years. I got to not know him, but talk to him. And I loved him. I loved his mind. I loved his wit. I loved everything about him. So the truth is, we talked, never quite found the right thing to work on. It's not like we didn't want to work, with each other, but it just didn't happen. And that's the way the film business is. It comes and goes, and then it's gone, and then it comes back, etc. Anyone who's been in it knows that's the journey. I thought there'd be more light here, but it doesn't matter. I am so honored to be in this film, The Irishman. It makes me, it's so good. I finally got the experience of working with Marty. I was always hoping for, wow, there's always someone in the crowd, isn't it? Thank you very much for this. I have a cell phone too, but you think I would go to my pocket? Because it'd take forever for me to find how to use the light. We know that. We all know that. So here's the thing, experiences, it was all I hoped it would be, and more, of course, much, much more. For an actor, he makes you feel safe. Now, that's very important for an actor to feel safe, because you're very vulnerable. When you are performing, you're almost childlike. You get into certain states because you're exposing things in yourself, and you need someone there you can trust, because you experiment, you take chances, you go as far as you can go, you push things in different directions. He is so easy to trust because you know he's in control of his craft. You know it, and you also know my phone is ringing right now. You hear it? That's my son. It's my son. Nothing too urgent. I just left that thing on. Drives Marty crazy when it goes off while we're filming, I'll tell you that. But anyway, you really saved the day here with this. As a filmmaker, he is a true artist. He has a vision, we all know, and he generously shares it with you. He has insights that are always vivid and interesting. He sets the stage for you. Again, like a tightrope walker, you got Marty is a net. He sets it up, and then He's there. So you can do crazy things. And you do it. Things come out of you because he's there. This is something. That's why he gets some of the greatest performances known to film, really. Now, after I watched The Irishman, you haven't seen it. How many people have seen The Irishman in this room? What would you say, Marty? That's about a quarter of the audience? Third? That's okay. That's okay. I'll tell you about it. I don't want to give things away, but I don't know what to do after I see The Irishman. I didn't know what to do. I just sat there and I wondered, why do I feel this way? I felt Marty had somehow expressed something about our world and about ourselves that was more than just the elements in the story. And that is one of his great gifts. I felt after seeing this film how you feel, say, when you have read a novel that engaged you and made you feel all kinds of things and took you to so many different places. But this was a film, totally a film, not a novel. It doesn't play like, it plays like a film. Yet I felt that way. And that's how deep he goes. So his movies matter because they're about something. You feel it, you see it. The great artist, the great director he's talking about our lives, about us together. And what this is. I got a little thing here to say too. Again, I was piecing this together. I had about 5 pages of this stuff. You're so lucky. Anyway, let me say, I can't add anything to the greatness of this man's art. It is inspiring. I look at Marty Scorsese films from time to time to get a shot in the arm, like the great Shakespeare passages or some of the books I love, little paragraphs in them. I can watch 15 minutes of any one of Marty's films, and I feel elated. I want to go out, do something. That's got to say something. A lot of this stuff he was born with. You know, it's like he came with a finder in this crib. You know, one of them finders you use in films, and you look at the light. Anyway, you don't know what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. A lot of this stuff, you know, but you know, he needs to go further. It's what we aspire to in this room, all of us, a hope and feel connected to that. That's the inspiration we get from Marty. He's not going to stand still, ever. He's not going to rest on his laurels, ever. Can you imagine what this guy's hearing tonight? The kinds of great things he's hearing tonight about him? It's great. He loves it. He loves it, of course. Why? Who wouldn't? But he's going to keep going, you know. I mean, you know, that's the beauty of it, right? He's going to keep going. That's what we cheer, you know. And that's an amazing thing. He doesn't care about failure, and he doesn't care about success. It's whatever it is in his being that keeps him going. So I'm going to tell you a little thing now. Are you a little tired of me now? No. You want me to go on a little bit more, or you want me to? All right, I will, just a little bit, because I like this story. I like this story, I'm going to say. I know it, so thank you. Yeah, I know the story. I lived it. I like it because it's for Marty, and it means, when I think of the story, I think of Marty. I think of you. I knew Frank Sinatra. A lot. I know him a little, yes. And I liked him a lot, and he would invite me to things, and he invited me to a concert of his at Carnegie Hall. So I went to the concert, and then he had someone come up to me and asked me to go backstage and see him before he goes on. I really didn't understand that a singer could, and he had his trains. He was in backstage, and he had all these trains going around, and he had a drink, and we talked, and then I went back to watch Frank Sinatra in Carnegie Hall, packed. And the opening act was a drum act. I thought, oh, well, you know, go watch a drum act. I want to see Sinatra. You know, I mean, I like drums. Hey, I like drums. I play them a little bit too, you know. So, The drummer happened to be Buddy Rich, okay? Buddy Rich. So Buddy Rich comes on the stage. He's got the drums. Frank introduces him and says, here's the guy you want to hear, gives him a little kind of a build-up. We're all saying, we're being somewhat polite, but, okay, we'll listen to him. Because it's just him and the drums. Hello. It's just him and the drums on the stage. So we're there, and we're looking, and Buddy Rich starts drumming. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, okay, that's all right. He's a drummer, isn't he? Kind of cool. And he goes on, and after about 5 minutes of this, I look up, and I say, did some drums come on the stage with him? Has he got more drums? Because it starts sounding like, and I'm thinking, what is this? And it's just building, and finally, it's like he's got an orchestra with him, but he doesn't. It's just him. And he's going, and he's reaching places, and the audience and people are all getting, literally, we're excited. We're just excited, and we're going like this, and finally, he starts just hitting the cowbell. The cowbell on the drum. He does the cymbals. Right? He's doing this. They do the cowbell. And the audience is like this. And then he just goes, and all of a sudden, he just takes his sticks up. He goes like this. And then he hits the sticks. And then he goes like this. What's up? Up. And then he goes like this. Silence. And the entire Carnegie Hall rises, me included, and I don't usually stand up at crowds, And I'm up screaming at what this magician did. Frank Sinatra comes out, he looks at all of us, and he says, you see, 65, 68 years old. This is what happens when you stick at a thing. Get it? Marty Scorsese. Marty Scorsese, that's for you, man. Fantastic. Stay with it. We love you, all of us.